Hello and welcome. I almost saved the game and came out. Yes. Right, what did we do this session? Well, we've been quite busy. We have. I should show you. It's always easier. We have fertilised that. Oh, we missed a couple of patches, Mr. Smith. He's slipping. And then the corners as well. I noticed. I did know that. But yeah, we've double fertilised it. Doesn't need liming. Doesn't need rolling. Oh, wow, okay, well that's quite. We've got a roller as well, but hey ho, it doesn't need rolling. Obviously, it's not grown yet. It's about to grow in the morning. We also cut our field, so you can't see that because it's not a proper field. We will make it into a proper field because then we can fertilise it. It seems a bit silly, like not to, but we have cut it and got it ready. So next session, I think we're going to rip it, tear it to pieces, and grab it out. We've got the stone picker as well. So release a plough or do we buy one? Not sure, because Royal Christie's has dropped as well. I'm spoiled for choice now. Right, how much did we get for grass? 144 tons. Well, it's already making silage and digestates, and it's yeah. Oh, do we go through till the morning? I'd really like to see this. No, because then we're going to lose a growth stage of like ripping this up. So we could lease the plough, or do we buy? I think with this being Calmsden, I do love Royal Christie's. I've got to be honest. It for certain maps it lends itself, but this is Calmsden. I think it'd be false economy to buy. I mean, if you got it in the sales as well, I don't think you will. But if you did, I'd buy it as well. But I think we're going to go big. I think we're going to have to do 12. And I love the red and black. So yeah, I'm going to keep it red and black. Right, smashing. So we bought one. So next session we'll get this ripped up. I might set the course just before. No, it's getting late or early depending on how you look at it. So I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, that's it. Not a lot to say really. We didn't put anything else down. We filled this with water. You may have noticed that. Yeah, we've got as close to field as possible, so that's going to like last us quite a while. So that's good news. That's going to do the silage digestate, which then means we can start to work on something else. If we've got digestate, it opens up other doors like obviously the silage and the digestate do, but we also need mineral feed. So the mineral feed, we need wheat and straw. So the straw I would allow to buy, but the wheat I won't. That needs, if we're going to do that, we need to do it. So at the minute we can't, unless we change direction and we just have the grass, because that's kicked us off, I suppose. Yeah, we could work with it, but we can't do it till the end of the year anyway. So we may as well do the grass right till the end of the year and then plant the wheat in this very field. It just seems a bit sensible. The straw, we could do slurry and straw, but we'd need animals. And again, digestate can make liquid fertilizer. That's not a bad thing to do. But we also need to have made solid fertilizer to make the liquid fertilizer. I've tried to think about this. That would need digestate in manure. So we can make manure if we'd got slurry. I suppose we could buy it. Yeah, because it does lend itself. I might knock that down now that Giants have fixed manure. That was only a very generous bonus to make up for the fact that you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't have to do it. But again, we did used to have the manure making mod before, so it's not a bad thing. But I'll only ever allow the one input to be bought. So we're either providing our own straw or our own slurry. So animals are one of those important things I'd like to do, but we're going to steal a field, so we need to sort of think about that when we're going to do it, really. No, it might be our industries ones, not yes. So the lime, we just need water and stones. That I will allow to buy, because this is, as it says, self-sufficiency. It's not really for selling. I don't mind the mineral feed. If we were doing that as a business, the seeds or the silage additive, that's bona fide businesses. But the rest, doing this for us, not really to sell. Do I be that stringent on the liquid? Yeah, because it is for me. Other people, if this goes into the model, which I hope it does, then other people could choose to do things for the business side of it. But I made this as a farmer's best friend, the Swiss Army knife of farming. that it's got everything a farm would need, even to the biodiesel, which again you can do. I've done it realistically. Sunflowers, they are oil based, so I've literally made them as the again the digestate for yeah, the rest, and a bit of mineral feeds, and then obviously the cost of the elements that the game can't possibly cover. And I've made the costs a little bit dearer on anything that needs more than usual, like things like all of these are all on the dearer sort of cost. And I need to see whether this cost is too much or too little, or that's I've tried to make it realistic, but it might be like that the expense is so expensive that you're not making any profit, or it's cheaper to buy the products in which case this is going to be adjusted. That's the whole reason I wish to work with this closely. So yeah, the silage additive and the mineral feed, because I would never use them. I always intended other people might, but I thought, well, that would be quite a good business. So we need to make mineral feeds to make the silage additive. So yeah, this we need wheat mainly and straw. So we're not ready to make it really, but the manure from slurry, the lime I'll allow the stones to be bought, but I think we're going to make some of our own to kick it off with the ploughing we do next session. So that's really it. We did, like say, fertilise that field, and we grabbed all of the grass off this, cut it, windrowed it, baled it, and then bought the Anderson this session. Yeah, I thought if we're going to do the grass, I think I said that already actually, yeah, I probably did at the end of the other session, but yeah, we've got the Anderson, so we've got an entire set of grass equipment which is useful to get the field done. And we'll rip this up and make it into proper grass and get it planted with our beautiful the Great Plains that we've got. So I'm intending, yeah, just sort of like, yeah, let's pop to the shop. I am intending to make this into, you can see it's got cultivator discs. This is seriously a good bit of kit. So I'm going to make this. Yeah, it's got them at the back, the breakup discs and the actual proper, I think they are the proper ones. Yeah, no, they are. Yeah, definitely. So we're going to make this into a no-till. Not this one, but I am going to make a Great Plains going forwards, because it's a really good starting size. You could just about get away with dragging this or side loading it onto a trailer to take across the map if you sort of like going to do that. So let's just grab this to the field. We do need the red rock as well for grabbing the stones. So we've got a header, smallish one, we're just looking out for the harvester. Yeah, did I sell the Evian? Is that what made us a bit more cash? Perhaps it is, actually. I've got to have done something like that. And did I intend on replacing it straight away? Or I think I said, I probably intended to initially and then said, no, we won't do that. Yeah, on an English map, you can see that this is only just going to fit through the gateways. So it needs to be sort of side-loaded, and you wouldn't want to be dragging across the map. Really. Something as small as this is doing got limits, so we have to leave this end, the beginning of our land. Get this, let's get that ready on grass straight away. Get that done next session. And I might set, no, you wouldn't, I'm going to say I won't set another wood again, because you won't know what that's a field. People might go, ooh, that might do it. It's a horseplay or nothing. This is a fairly pokey, I didn't realise how powerful this was until I think I got rid of it for a fence, and the fence, the stranger said, I'm getting rid of this, the case for the larger fence, and actually, although the fence got the ability to be larger with an upgrade, this was 1 horsepower more. It made me laugh at it when I saw it, but really? Oh yeah, you got to laugh at yourself as well. Right, so then all that remains to be said is I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Right, I've had quite a few minutes of faffing around, but I've been busy. I have, right. I've created the courseplay course, but I've also stuck this row. Well, in fact, I need to put my money up to 370,000. Yeah, I've obviously I've done this for the game, for the gameplay, because it does look a bit horrible seeing that. So I've literally put a row of, if we're going to be working on it, which we are to begin with, we really need to sort of stick the 371, I think it was. So 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6 would be 30. So 25, I think. We'll just try, and then I'll reduce it again if I'm wrong. Nope, that's right. Smashing. Right. Ooh. Oh no, I've got sound. I've got bird song. Yeah, it's all right. I was just making sure that I would recover, not forgotten anything or anything like that. Now, obviously, I can't remember if I showed. I think I did. It's all right. There's been a lot going on. We've obviously very generously got a load of tractors that Oxygen David's allowed us to have. So this is quite amazing. We've gone from like having absolutely nothing to having quite a lot of stuff, trailers and all manner of things. Some from the sales and some that we'd actually had through Oxygen David's kindness. So I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. It start from scratch is normally a bit hard on this. Let's turn the volume up a little. It's a little bit quiet. Yeah, I'm recording my microphone now separately so I can tweak it because sometimes it sounds quiet to me, the volume, but then when I go into the actual recording, it's really loud. I've never known settings are so like you think, oh, I'll get my audio right and then I'll leave it alone. Well, it doesn't ever work like that. It's annoying. But right, so let me just see. Did we? I think we did. This is this? It says self-sufficiency. We have some water, right? So let's get doing some jobs and working with. Yeah, because we can't really do anything until that's actually done at least a couple of headlands anyway. So we may as well actually do a little bit of a. So we've got 2 7Rs and like loads of tractors. It's really is a fantastic place to be. Water. Oh, I think we. Yeah, I was trying to be a bit tight, I think, wasn't I? Because yeah, we really do need like something close by this. It is true. I know what I was trying to do, but I've fine-tuned this in FS22 where you like have to do things. You don't want to be like faffing around other than like saying load and unload here. So you need a tap. So let's stick something. Now, I do like. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Black Sheep modding. We've got it's this in tool. Is it in containers? We've got this, but it's a bit big. I'd like to favour it, but I've got to be honest. This is sort of fairly important that you size. It's a shame Black Sheep modding, but I'm not. I'd give you first choice, but it's just too big for like this situation anyway. So. Right, so we don't care that it overlaps, we're going to put it in B mode. See, that's my idea of it. It's small and unobtrusive, with a very good thing. I'm sure Black Sheep modders are the same. That's what I'm saying. You just have to move it, and then we'll literally. I've increased the flow rate on this as well, so it should like zip really quite fast, which is what you want in a barrel. Personally, I think it's what I want anyway. So I always presume that. Now, is that just... No, it is, yeah, we were just like filling direct from that. It's not... If it was coming from the nozzle, it would like do an animation, wouldn't it, from the nozzle, so... I presume. Well, if we look in a minute and we've only got 17,777 litres, we know I'm talking nonsense. If we've got more, then I'm talking a bit of sense. I am, right, for once. A bit of sense. Least so if you get out the tractor and go back in, it resets it because it sort of sticks on dump water. Like now, if I dump water, it sticks on dump water. Watch it change this time. Yeah, it does. You see, we're finished, but it still says dump water. But you can still press your. If you know the buttons, you can press it, but you can ignore it. But obviously, is this the improved context menu? If you get in and out. It does say start filling, so it's a little bit buggy, but yeah. So if I get out, it's still So now actually it's the reverse. Why is it? It's gone. Oh, because it was still. Oh, yes, of course. You can dump the water at the same time as filling. Now, this is where it does the battle thing, which means it's emptying, but you can see with the speed I've got it, if you get it to a certain speed, it's perfect, because I'm going to fill that now through no trick other than the fact that it'll just fill this up to 500,000 litres if I just let that go. And because I've got the sweet spot between like the fill and the thing, if I play around with this is a really valid thing that I found. It wasn't always the quickest load and unload. It was, you'd got to get a sweet spot. Some of the slower ones were better at this. They could release over a long time. Now it looks like I've accidentally found a sweet spot because it's filling very slowly, which is what you want. Yeah, I'm gonna almost fill that. So it's going to hit the top in a second, 100%. Or is it? Ooh, or is it? It doesn't seem to be doing that. Which means it's going to go on until it fills. Wow. Now that is a little bit of good luck, isn't it, really? We've got to be careful because I could crash the game. Let's quickly save the game because I know what it's like. Sometimes the game, if you go outside of the parameters it expects, you can crash any game. So we've got to be a bit careful with this. We can sort of still start filling once we get close. If we get up to, we're at 400 knot. This is good. I like it. Yeah, it really is excellent. Now again, this is another reason I'm trying to do all this. Omaton had about 2 million litres storage on the water. I always found it annoying, but it was good as well, if that makes any sense. It was good in so much as if you'd got big tankers and you needed to fill it, it took a long time and you'd like think, oh no, right, okay, I think we ought to stop it now. Yeah, that'll do nicely. I think if we go any higher, we'd risk destroying the storage. I don't know what would happen. It might be nothing at all. It might just sit at 500,000, but I don't really want to risk it. Right, okay then. So our second 7R, one of them's nearly worthless, but to me, I don't particularly care about that. Yeah, to me, they're worth a lot. Now I don't know whether this grass, well, it's definitely going to be meadow grass. So, but we've also got our soybean fields in field 9, which we bought because of Oxygen Davis' generosity. It meant that we've actually got quite a lot of cash. So, well, not enough to buy one of these monster fields like this one, which is rather a lot. But, I mean, then it is rather large. Or field 12, which is probably, I'd say, yeah, I suppose we'd probably have these 4 at least if we were aiming to go big, which I don't think that's a bad thing. So 11, I suppose, is probably what we could afford next. I mean, we could afford it now, but what I mean is, but I'd like to go field 12. I think that's the one with the gate there, if I remember rightly. Let's visit. And then if we look at that far corner there, yes, it is. You can see the gate from here. That is that one. So, right. I think I'd like to save up for field 12 next. Right, so we need to grab the tractor. No, we've got the fence, haven't we? And it is the GTA. So then we want to look at narrows on. It looks narrows to me. I don't think we'd actually bought the fertilizer spreader, had we? So I think we'll get this, get that sorted because we do need one. I don't think we've got the. Yeah, you can't have that on that. Now I think they fixed this now. I think you can. Yeah, well that's Giant's fee, isn't it? I mean, you'd expect the game manufacturer to fix things that they've broken. Well, you'd think, wouldn't you, really? But so we've got the header. We've still got the harvester in our equipment. Did I? It would be under. No, it wouldn't be under John Deere. It would be under Massey. No, so we. So that's a bit. Okay, so we haven't got a harvester. okay. Well, no, I mean, didn't expect it, but I would have thought Oxygen David would have given us one. Have I, like, sold it or done something silly, perhaps? Or perhaps you don't get it? I don't know. Perhaps you don't quite get that. Right, so we want to grab a fertilizer spreader. I can't remember how far down they are. Or do we go out on a limb and try and do, like, the liquid lime and all that type of stuff? No, because I'm going to be self-sufficient, so I think we'll make everything ourselves. So what fertilizer spreader? We want my... Oh, I've got... Oh, my Salix gone. So I've done something bad. I thought I'd left one still in, so it can't be... It's got to be damaged a bit. So right, it is that one. That's my favourite. Extension, big. Cover, no. I'm happy with that. Main colour, black. And second colour, red. That, 20,500, yes. Fantastic. Now we are going to have to buy some stuff to begin with, aren't we? But we have got the... Yeah, it's weird at the beginning of the game. I often... often sort of go for things like the H2 Studios or something like that to actually fill things like this up. And then like later on I tend to go for like at the shop. But it's only because I perceive that people want me to do that, whereas really, I'm not sure that people are that bothered. I think I don't think any of us would ever like think, oh, I'm not watching that person because like they do blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to my pictures, but I'll sort it. Front white, no. Yeah, we do want that. Definitely, it's very very useful. It's got yeah. For this particular type of job, it sort of makes you a little mini bread all. So, yeah, especially with this, with having its little... I'd like to make it a little bigger. I'd like to, when I say that, I'd like to model one that does the same thing. But what I'm thinking is, I'd like to model the front box that comes over. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing around with a BI-177 rather than make a new platform. And it will just rest on the fence. That's the idea. I have started to do it, actually. I've got the model, but yeah, I need to still fit. My modelling's obviously, it is like anything. I'm beginning not to master. Modding's huge to get very good at it, but I've looked at lots of things because I think if you choose a subject widely and go wide, then you'll... I'm sure we have arrows. You'll basically, you need to know about all mods, so I always try to look at everything. I think let's set the windrow going, so I think we can... Oh, my life. I don't know. Actually, I think everyone crashes a bit, really, don't they, to be honest. Right, let's set that going. Then we're going to fertilise that field. It's nice to be getting a bit of work done, though, really. Right, so let's get you done. I'll do this on camera. It only takes like a little second to get the course done. So I've called it the free field. And so we want to grab... I've done a custom. I had to delete my courses because I made a mistake. And you should be able to click on this where it's a CP2 and it should give you options. But it's not quite at that stage where Courseplay have done that yet. So, right, so generate... Summons, one headlands. I think we'll go 3 the same. Do 4? No, 3 because it's not that big a field. It'll do weird things. Yeah, it's nearly there already, so definitely. So 3, and let's save that. Save course 8.4 meters. Hang on. Invalid number? What? Hang about. Invalid number. Yeah, it does weird things. There's some things that are just not. Save course. Oh, it's doing that enter the password thing. Oh. It says really random things. Someone else reported this bug to Courseplay. It's almost a little bit like the bug that you used to have. Just try going in and out of Courseplay, because it could be something stupid like that. It's called a temporary course. I don't think it's going to let us get away with this. So if we go save course, yeah, no, it's doing save the password. Let's try and generate it again and see if that actually does it and clears it away. Do anything? That did. Did I get away with it? Yeah. Nope. It's right. Okay, in that case, we'll just do the course. Well, the course plate will fix this type of thing. Of course they will. It's one of those things, isn't it? Nearest first. Go. Right, smashing. And let's get the baler going straight past that as well. And then we are going to... is there somewhere? There is another. The Massey. Filled you. We have literally filled that to the top. That is brilliant. We needed to do that, so we want to be grabbing the grass. Let's grab baler. It looks like our mowers. I think it's still plugging into the AI system, only it's not quite got that. The beautiful thing about the AI system, the normal, is the fact that it continues when you start. Now that is quite nice. Oh, we can't do it, can we? We need to sort of cheat. That's not going to work. That's why you need to save your courses. Yeah, this is annoying. Yeah, we can't sort of. Let's have target position, field position there, and now the other thing is, you used to be able to click in here. That's not quite at that stage yet either. So we're just going to set this at 8.4 and try to mimic the course. It should work. I don't know if I've ever tried to do this, but it should technically work. Because you're sort of mimicking what you've already done. You'd need to set this to be the same. And it's not exactly right. I have tried to do this before in some ways. And if you don't generate the same course, to be honest, it's some of the things are not going to be the same. And the chances of you... No, it's still being awkward. Yeah. Okay. Well, we need to go like first, and we don't see anything. We just want you to go, and yeah, no, you are going. Fantastic. And we will grab the beautiful GTA. I'm going to try to model a lot for this because this is a real favourite of mine. So I'm going to like try to make an increased front box, especially for the Fem GTA. Well, and the GT and the Xylon as well. They're slightly different, but it's just got a bigger front. It should be there. Oh, that must be on the... Yeah, it can't sense. Right, so we want lime. Oh, do we want lime? Do we want lime? Oh, we can't anyway, even if we wanted lime. But we don't want lime. So you did very well with that. It's just a mistake straight away. And we want solid fertilizer and solid fertilizer. It probably will let us get away with having that the lime in the middle as well, because it's going to throw what's in the. I think there's a sneaky way through as well. It might not be. We could sort of fly high and see if there is one. Because there's usually some sort of a... Yeah, no, but there's a hedge, so we don't know. There's sometimes little breaks, like there. And if it's a proper little break, we will investigate and make a little path. Because it does make a little bit of sense, doesn't it, really? Right, we're going to do this ourselves. We're going to go into a bit of a time lapse, because otherwise we're never going to get anything done if I'm chitter-chattering all the time. So I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. yeah, I think we'll rip this up and get this just ploughing. Won't show, will it? Because it's not a proper field. It'll just sort of show. So really, we're gonna have to make it into a proper field before we can see if it needs ploughing. Which that doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know what I mean. It's true. Yeah, we can't really see what's underneath because it just won't let me peer under the puddle, will it? So say why am I dragging? Well, let's finish this. Yeah, I realised soon, I thought, oh, you've got the small bales, but it doesn't really matter. It's changed in the foot. I do like the fact, obviously, the bigger your bale, the less you've got to take off the field. It's quite nice because they're still obviously big, but yeah, the obviously bad thing is this is going to be the farmyard in time, but we can't really afford for it to become a farmyard just yet. So I apologise in advance for the itinerant nature of a start from scratch here at this sort of stage of the game where you've got to like do, yeah, there's no room. Well, there is a bit, but we'd have to get rid of all those trees. I just think we'll just wait and be patient. We could have stolen this bit, but it is a fairly hefty amount. This bit here, it's sort of a bit of a loss as to this. Yeah, it looks like actually David was going to do something else here, but then better of it, and gave us a bit of free land, which was very generous. So obviously, pictures are different. It may have been the size. I think he was going to do more, but the game constraints are worse on 25 as they were on 22, so I think he's had to shrink, or he's intent on like making it bigger in time. So yeah, it is quite a heavy game, although everybody's, especially those in the Giants Park program, obviously it's fairly obvious that anybody, they're not going to be your partner if you start to slag them off. But, don't like that too. So yeah, we all know what I mean. It is true. If you're in the partner program and you start to like say it as it is, it doesn't go down very well with your the people that you're working with, does it really? It sort of breaks the terms of the. In some ways, I wish not to be in the partner program. In other ways, I do. But I think if I was to remain totally neutral, I'd have to not ever want to be in the partner program, which is a bit of a shame in a way. But you can't remain neutral if you're in bed with Giants in that way, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean that in a, what I mean is that, well, yeah, it's what people say, isn't it? It's not trying to be rude or anything like that. It really is just saying that, well, yeah, if you're partnering with someone in that way, I thought we need the answer. If we're going to go seriously into grass to begin with, we need the tools of the trade. I mean, the Elho, I like that. Right, okay, so we've done that. We've got that going. How much did we get? Right, I'm going to stop it here because I'm going to do my what did we do this session thing, so we can look at the announcement and that type of stuff then. So yeah, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.